Welcome, welcome. We're doing the countdown.
What up to another
going on?
present, my guys, Swifty, David. It's been a minute. We've been busy. So guess what? We in the building. David, how you doing today, brother?
Man, it is a solar eclipse Monday. I am doing good. I wasn't staring at the sun like some other people that will remain nameless. It is a good day.
No comments over here.
I know, right? Dr. Bates in the building.
What's up, Will?
baby?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing, man? William Bates in the building.
What's going on, Mr. Bates?
Well, Mr. Bates, tonight we're gonna do a whole mock draft. So we're gonna see what your talent look like as you step in, because David is gonna be the president tonight. You're gonna be the GM, Dr. Ryan Poles. You know, I'll be player personnel, and then we got the war room facilitator, Swifty. So look, we're ready to get this thing jumped off, baby.
Let's do it.
So yeah, like we had that eclipse today. Hey, let me tell y'all something. As the moon was eclipsing the sun, and after it fully completed, it just got black at 1:41.
And the stars aligned.
Hey,
Stars aligned.
the stars aligned. The street lights came on, and then as it started, the reckoning. The lights start to reappear. You start hearing birds chirping, dogs barking because they thought it was the morning time, baby.
I will say that, man. Birds were going crazy in my neighborhood. I could hear every bird in a 50-yard radius going crazy.
Hey,
that was something.
It was bananas. But like I said, it was something good to witness. Man, we probably had about a good 10, 15,000 people that came over into the neighborhood just from other cities and other states just to witness this phenomenal moment. So I hope that eclipse starts the eclipse of the Chicago Bears as far as being a relevant team again. So guys, I'm just saying.
That was a good one. That was a good one, Will. The eclipse triggered the eclipse of the Bears franchise, man. You got to put that on a shirt.
Man, look, that's a done deal. That's a done job.
We need to trademark that before somebody grabs it, man. You know.
Man, look, that's already done. As soon as the show over with, that's going to be eclipsed. Trust and believe. So as we sit here, we already know. Okay, first pick, that's already off the board. That's Caleb Williams. So this ninth pick, we got to really strategize because last conversation, I know we were breaking the room up into three: edge, offensive tackle, and wide receiver. So I'm gonna pound the table for wide receiver. David's gonna pound the table for offensive tackle, and Dr. Bates, you're gonna pound the table for edge. And at the end of the day, we're gonna figure this thing out based off who's gonna be at number 9. If we stay at number 9, or if we trade down and hopefully acquire some additional draft capital as a team might want to come up to number 9 and get Michael Penix after Caleb, Dayton Daniels, Drake May. And did y'all see what Merrill Ho said about Drake May? He said anybody that get him,
you're going to lose your job.
You're going to lose your job.
You're going to lose your job.
Wow.
And if you do research, Merrill Ho, he's been pretty spot on as far as in the past when he's identifying these quarterbacks early on. So when you hear that and you see that, and it's like, you know what? Man, Merrill might be on to something.
I mean,
I
he's
pay
a
attention
respectable.
to
He's a
where
respectable. He's a respectable analyst. You know. You got to listen to what he says. I mean, it's not scripture, but I respect his opinion. Absolutely. So I think what we need to do is we need to start it with, not waste any time. Have Swifty just plug in the fact that Caleb's number one, and I mean, I'll throw something out there saying we need to stop it at after 4. What happens after 4? Because here's my thing: if it's Caleb, May, Daniels, and JJ, the top 4 picks, because of a trade, Arizona trades down, and at 5, you have Harrison Jr. with then we have to start thinking about, does Poles pick up the phone, starts calling, saying calling the Chargers and say, "What do you want for number 5?" Yeah.
Hey, that's a good point, David. But I don't think that Marvin Harrison gets past Arizona.
I agree, but the draft is crazy. The draft is, you never know, man. You never know, somebody might make Arizona a deal they cannot say no to, and they move down because it's going to be a mad run on quarterbacks. And if somebody, obviously they don't need a quarterback, and this is a wide receiver loaded draft. I have to do the research. I don't know if Arizona has had Marvin Harrison Jr. in on a 30 pick, on a 30 visit.
They have just
They have?
yesterday, I believe.
I mean,
Yeah, that one his first ones, I believe.
Yeah,
he went yesterday or day before.
It just depends. I still think that Minnesota is going to put together a silly package, and they're going to mortgage their future on somebody like Drake May or JJ. I think they're going to do it. I think they got no choice. Or is it what they're going to roll out this year with? All right, we're just going to roll with Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold, no.
Nah. They got 11 and 23, and they got a GM that's year 3. Is he going into year 3 or year 4? He let Kirk walk. He couldn't get Kirk to stay. I think he's going to put together a silly package to get one of the big quarterbacks. I just think he is, and I think Arizona's in a prime position.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest questions of the draft.
Look, let's be honest. Arizona needs an X, Y, and Z wide receiver. Like, they have no wide receiver. And the good thing is, I know it's a great wide receiver draft. And if they did trade down and get Minnesota's 11, 23, and a 20-25 first rounder, I can still see them at 11, snatching a Brian Thomas and then an Xavier Legette, in the later rounds. So I'm not thinking that Arizona is necessarily hell bent on getting Marvin Harrison Jr., which, like you said, if Minnesota comes up to number 4 and then at number 5, Marvin Harrison is still on the board, does Poles make that phone call to the Chargers and say, look, what do we got to give up to come up to number 5 to get that pick? And in the event that happens, now we're thinking like last year what the Houston Texans did with C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. Now we got potentially 2 offensive
and it's not
rookie
a crazy, and it would not be a crazy haul. Seeing how we have a top 10 pick, they're basically only moving down 4 spots. Right. We could literally just get this year number 9 and next year's 2nd, and that. But by the Jimmy chart, that's a fair deal. That's a fair deal.
Are you talking about our 2nd or Carolina's 2nd?
Well, our 2nd. I would first say our 2nd.
They probably want Carolina,
but they would want Carolina.
To make that deal happen. Carolina's 2nd gonna have to be the pick.
Well, put your GM hat on. All right, if you offer, you're talking about being able to possibly get the 2 best players in this draft, MHJ and Caleb. And
wow.
To me, I could see Poles saying, whatever, sure, take it.
Make it happen.
Think about this. The city would be electric.
Crazy.
Electric.
Hey, look.
The city would blow up.
And look, and we're going to get a sleeper pick now at the 3-tech/1 tech because somebody getting ready to drop probably the number 75 or 122. I'm not gonna call no name.
Oh, come on, man.
Hey, I ain't calling no name. Hook 'em horns. You know what I'm saying?
I already told him
he ain't drafting him, man. He ain't
Mr. Bates, I told him he ain't worth it. I don't want nothing to do with that Longhorn who doesn't know how to use an Uber driver. No, sir. No. Nah.
Hey, I agree with you guys, man. I believe if we can get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr., hey, I tell you what, this is my first time on here with you guys. We'll know how I've been feeling since my guy left Chicago. To give me a shot in the arm, I need that. To give me some rejuvenation, I need that. I need those two right there, along with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore and what we picked up at tight end and picking up Swift. Give me that. I ain't even thinking about 2025 right now. You know, we got a lot of picks in 2025. Hey, man, here, let me go ahead and come up here and get MHJ. And I'm telling you, it's on and popping for sure.
So Will, let me throw this out here, because come on now. LSU, your babies. So you're not even considering Malik Neighbors or Brian Thomas Jr.
All right.
I'm not gonna say Jay Daniels because, like I said,
all right. So I'm giving you. I told you. You know, hey, I'm down here. I pull for the Tigers, so I'm watching them intensely every week they play. All right. Now, just last year, I'm gonna just go back to last year. The boys had the dropsies. I'm just saying they had the dropsies. The LSU fan base did not want Jayden Daniels as their quarterback. Even after the Florida State game at this year, which was a revenge game from last year's first game against Florida State, he came up 0 again. LSU lost again. This fan base is ready to get rid of him. They still ready to get rid of Brian Kelly. He just don't borrow time, right? They have not bought into him yet. And so with what Neighbors did and what Brian did this year, okay, that's fine. But I'm talking about the consistency. And what I've seen with MHJ has been consistency his whole career. Now, last year he dipped a little bit. You know, you lose CJ Stroud, your numbers go dip too. Okay, now you the focal point of that offense over there. So they go slide the defense, shift the defense over to your side, and they go say, okay, we're gonna let somebody else beat us. But MHJ is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Amen. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I mean. I wouldn't even care about the rest of the draft, as bad as that sounds. If the first few picks, if we pulled that off, I'd be like, click. I'm just gonna go party and have fun because I don't care. I mean, anything else is icing on the cake.
All right. Just think of this right quick, guys, and I don't want to be in your way, but just think of the previous Bears drafts. First round picks. Just think of how horrible that has been for us. You know, Kevin White. All right, okay. Kyle Fuller, nobody was really high on picking Kyle Fuller that high in the draft when we did. And now we're talking about a generational quarterback and a generational receiver that can now be on the same 5-year span as from a contract standpoint. Man, you locking them up because, you know, okay, we go give Keenan Allen the extension. Okay, if we do what's it for 2 years, 3 tops, go have to sign DJ in another couple of years. Okay, what if you like, all right, we want to move off that. We at least have another dog over here at receiver. You know, so that's where I'm at. And I know we need an edge, Will, but man, give me some offense. We've seen some defense in Chicago. Give me some on the other side of the ball that gives me more than 14, 17 points a game without a Devin Hester, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I love that thought process, man. We've needed offense for a long time. Nice to meet you, William, as well, man. Some great points there. What we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and run a mock draft. I'm going to run it for you guys. I'll pull it up on the screen here, but you guys get the final call. I think Will had some roles there. He said he wanted guys to argue certain positions, but I'll let you guys handle that. We'll go ahead and start it here. And obviously, we're just going to take Caleb, right? We're not doing anything crazy at number 1. Right?
Caleb right off the muscle, baby.
Yeah, I don't even know why we would use all 15 minutes. Just go up there.
And then David, I'll try to stop it at 4, and we'll kind of see what's happened on the board once we get to 4. I slowed down the speed here a little bit.
I mean, it just depends, bro. See what I mean? And part of me feels, and Swifty, we were talking about this. Part of me feels like why this is Lion season. While they were talking about Malik being off the field, drama, whatever, is like I think in a lot of GM rooms, he's the number one. He is number one in this draft. I mean, to me, it's 1A, 1B. I think Malik is electric, but it would not surprise me. And this is what I mean. This is the scenario. I call the Chargers, and I'm like 9 and next year's number 2.
Let's go.
And if they say, yeah, but we all, and then okay, next year's number 2 and the 6th. It's just one of those things, man. This is like getting.
Hold on. Take the 6 out. What's our chance to get accepted?
Yeah, let's see. Let's.
It's still there. I just added that because I think it's more realistic. They'd ask for the 6th. PFF wants to do it. It comes down to, would Jim Harbaugh want to do it? We'd probably have to offer a little bit more. I'd say most likely they try to ask for the Carolina 2nd. We'd probably have to counter with something like this, a 2nd and a 5th, which I'd still be all for because we got an extra 5th from LA. We got an extra 6 from Miami. We're going to get the extra 6 to 4th from Justin Fields. And then we could also get a 3rd round pick if Ian Cunningham leaves. So we'd still have a ton of draft capital next year, even if we did something like this.
My line of thinking is that Harbaugh knows that he doesn't have a winning product right now, and he's going to try to accumulate as many picks over the next 2 years to build. So I don't see him saying, well, I got to, what's he going to do? What is Marvin Harrison Jr. going to do for the Chargers right now? They're in rebuild mode. They're in cap mode. They're in cap salary hell mode. I mean, they just lost Austin Eckler. They traded away Keenan Allen. Mike Williams is gone. They got a big contract quarterback. Gerald Everett's gone. He needs picks. He needs picks. So I think this move is logical for the first year coach who's also wearing the GM cap.
If we trade up like this as well, we'll also be able to get this mock done really quick because we'll go all the way to 75 after this. So
I mean, to me, this is.
We'll run a second one if we do this. We'll run a second one.
Unless we say, hold up, man, let's get back into the late, which I don't see how we could do it at this point.
Not if we're trading the 2nd and 5th.
Yeah. So we're going all the way to 75, guys. So look, no edge, no offensive tackle. It's unanimous. We going with Marvin Harrison Jr. It's unanimous.
You guys want to do this? I think a 2nd and 5th makes sense. I think we could obviously get it done on this simulator without giving up the 5th, but I don't think that's realistic. I like to be a little bit more realistic. You want to offer this? You guys all for it?
I'm all for it.
I'm all for it. I'm for it.
And there we are at number 4.
Oh, well, there it is.
And then we break a 40 record.
I probably cry if this
run it
happened,
up
man.
there and say, and the Bears select Marvin Harrison Jr. v. Ohio State, and the city of Chicago goes
bananas.
Absolutely bananas. I would lose my mind, bro.
Bananas.
Telling you, it would be nuts.
I'm with it, baby. Let's go.
All right. Let me speed it up. Take us to 75. Caleb Williams and Marvin. I would go at this point in time. Poles could go home and sleep for a day. Just sleep for 24 hours. You ain't got to do nothing. Come back in the middle of day 2 and figure out what's going on. All right, we'll try to catch up.
Oh, I see my guy on the board, Jalen Wright, baby.
I want to go through here and kind of just see what people took. Giants got McCarthy, Rome Odunze, the Titans, Joe Alt, Tali Fuaga.
Oh wait, let me go back up to 9. Let me see who they had the Chargers taken.
Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers. Okay, right.
I could see that. That's not.
That's
awful.
about right. That's about right.
Gerald Everett's
about
gone.
where he's gonna go. Yeah. Jared versus the Saints. Oh, Byron Murphy. Hey, the Rams replacing Aaron Donald with Byron Murphy. I like
That makes sense. That
This
makes
doesn't
sense.
make sense. Hey, the Steelers with Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, and
makes
Bo Nix. Like,
that
come
makes
on
no
now.
sense. That wouldn't happen.
No, that won't happen.
Cowboys, Chop Robinson, Newton,
Mm.
JPJ, all the way down to 31.
Oh, look who goes at 32.
Yeah, this is. I think he's going to go higher than that. He just ran too fast.
Yeah.
Man, if Darius
They put him in
Robinson
KC.
falls the second round, I'm trying to trade up.
Man,
Zach
what
Frazier.
what do we have? At this point, it's like
There goes Fisk. Well, no, not in this situation, but
Damn,
normal
they got Fisk
situation.
at 41.
Michael Penix Jr. to the Rams. Keon Coleman. I've seen Keon Coleman falling more and more. This is the tackle right here. Kieran Omega DJ. I don't know how to say his name exactly.
Yeah.
But this is the guy I think that they want on the board at pick 75. He's not here for us today, but he's a guy I really like. So is Brandon Dorless, who went to the Giants. Those are two guys I'd love to see fall to that pick. All right, let's see who's on the board, guys. Who's my wide receiver guy?
Me?
All right, let's look at the wide receivers. Who you like out of here? We got Tez Walker, Javon Baker, Johnny Wilson,
Malachi Corley, baby.
my guy Malachi Corley, Brendan Rice, Jacob Cowing, Malik Washington way down there.
Now, but I gotta ask. I mean, we got MHJ.
Yeah, we probably don't need a receiver.
I can't see us going wide receiver here. I see us
and
looking
we got a
at
trade off. What's that trade off?
Oh, we'll go to 4 positions I think would be possible here.
I think edge is
offensive tackle, interior line, defensive line, and edge. But yeah, let's check the trade. The Colts have pick 82 and would like to come up.
Mm.
We could probably get.
What they want to give up?
They might give us 117. Let's see if they'll do it. Oh, they did it. Yeah, hey, we moved back 7 spots.
I would do that.
170. I think that's perfect at this point.
I would do that. Absolutely.
After the trade up, the board was pretty sane there. We'll see who goes in these picks. So in those couple of picks, Spencer Rattler, Javon Baker, Jalen Wright, Blake Corum, T'Vondre Sweat. I want to address T'Vondre Sweat real quick.
Okay.
That's one of the dumbest things you can do in the NFL draft, guys. This is so stupid to me. How can you afford to go out and get drunk, but you can't afford to pay $15 to $20 for an Uber? Like, come on, man. This guy's got to stop doing stuff like that before the biggest day of your life.
Day of his life. Yeah.
It happens every year. And
he cost himself a lot of money. With
how easy it is to get an Uber now, you can literally do it on your phone in 30 seconds. Like, come on, man. You're about to be a multi-millionaire. I can afford an Uber. You can afford an Uber, bro. Like, come on. That stuff's just stupid to me, man. So I want nothing to do with T'Vondre Sweat anymore. If you're making decisions like that, that shows me you don't have the maturity to handle the NFL. I don't like to rag on guys for making one mistake usually, but come on, man. That right now, that's just a dumb move.
You too close. You too close.
Yep.
All right, let's get back. I just wanted to address that because we did talk about him earlier.
Oh, look at
this.
Christian Mahogany and Cedric Van Pran are right there.
I like Cedric Van Pran.
I like Cedric.
I like Van Pran too, but we need an edge, guy.
Michael Hall.
We need an edge, baby.
I haven't seen an edge yet, bro. We're scrolling all the way down. Xavier Thomas at 111. We'll probably have to wait for 117 for the edge because we got Xavier Thomas, Javon Solomon, Justin Egaboy, Muhammad Kamara.
I think Muhammad Kamara would be at 117.
Yeah, if Muhammad Kamara could be there at 117. So I'd probably go for offensive line here. I like both of these guys, Christian Mahogany and Cedric Van Pran. I'll let you guys discuss that. See who we go with.
I mean, we saw Mahogany. Yeah, we saw Mahogany up close and personal at the Shrine Bowl.
And I saw Dominique Puny at the Senior Bowl. So if I had to go between the two, I'd go with Mahogany.
Yeah,
neither would upset me really. I mean, honestly, with the moves we've made, with the two guys we've acquired to battle for center and backup, I think I think Christian Mahogany is a good guy to have in the wings behind Tevin. We don't know what's going on. Is Tevin going to stay healthy? Is Tevin going to resign? What kind of that kind of deal. I would go with Mahogany. That's just me.
Yep. Levante, he went in the 60s. Kieran Ahmed the DJ. I mentioned him a moment ago, but yeah, he went somewhere in the 60s. He's a guy I'd really like if he fell, but he's not on the board. So you guys leaning Mahogany over Cedric Van Pran?
Yeah, because Mahogany can play some center too.
Yeah, I think he can as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw him up close in person, bro. He's a brawler.
We'll pull the trigger on that.
And he plays nasty. And then I'll have to throw out the whole Boston College preference.
Okay, we'll see what this left is. We got 117 and 122. These picks are close by. I'll throw tight end on the list as well now.
So you might well put safety on there too.
Edge.
Let's see, I saw Camaro.
All right, we got Cole Bishop, Trevor Keegan, who the Bears just had in.
Leonard Taylor.
Dang, Leonard
Cooper
Taylor.
Beebe. Muhammad Kamara, Ben Sinnott, Guy Wingo.
Yeah. Christian Boyd.
Wingo nice.
Man, look at all them LSU boys on there.
Wingo played some ball.
Mason
played some ball.
I like Mason. I don't think Mason Smith will fall this low. I don't know.
Mason Smith is that one where he was like a top 5 recruit coming out, and then he just never.
Yeah, bro. Look at 6'6", 315.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Tore his ACL in 2022.
Yeah.
Played 582 snaps in 2023. Wingo, though, dude, this guy, he's played well, man.
He's nice, man.
Over the last 2 years. He's got the shorter arms, though. I think that would be a problem with Ryan Poles as far as his fit with us. But if he could be just a penetrator on the interior of the line, that could be really good. Who's standing out for you guys? Who you guys pounding the table for?
I like Kamara. I have a preference to Kamara. I've watched a lot of his games, met him at the Shrine. I like him. I know he's not very big, but man, he's just got a ridiculous motor. He reminds me a lot of Dwight Freeney. He gives me Dwight Freeney vibes.
And he's got the you see the 14 sacks last year. There's 38 pressures, 35 pressures in 2022.
Yeah.
Getting a guy like this in the 4th round might help us out at edge. We don't need a guy necessarily that can start, just somebody that can come in and rush the passer on 3rd downs. Is this who we going with? You guys pounding?
That's what I mean. I mean, to me, he's a Dwight Freeney clone. I mean, same size as Dwight, same motor. He's just nasty coming off that edge. He's got a really good low center of balance. He gets around those bigger, slower tackles. I like him. That's just me.
Swifty, let me see Mingo. His because I've just seen
talking about Mekhi Wingo?
Wingo, yeah.
Yeah.
I've just seen the guy play, and he was always, wrecking stuff. Might not have got the sacks, but he was always in the play.
Rate is good.
Yeah, he was always
9 sacks the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Loads off the ball. 6'1", 295.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys know more about this guy than I do. I didn't see a lot of.
I liked him coming. I liked him a lot. Earlier on in the draft process, I think if you go back a couple years, when you're early on and you're looking forward to the 2024 draft, when it's 2021 and 2022, both of those guys, Mason Smith and Mekhi Wingo, were highly touted. They're guys. They both have talent. I don't know if they necessarily lived up to the talent so far.
But I think what happened to Wingo is the same thing that happens with Perkins at LSU. They were dropping Perkins and Wingo into a lot of coverage. And down here, we were like, man, what are you doing, Brian Kelly?
Heard that a lot.
Perkins should never be.
A lot of people hear that a lot. He'll wear out his welcome in LSU after this year, I believe.
Oh no, man! I was telling them, man, the dudes from up there with Notre Dame, man, let him stay there, man. Don't bring him down here.
Mason Smith would be the guy. If you could get another guy like this,
6'6",
with Gervon Dexter, 6'6", 315. He's developmental, but he's a guy who, man, he's a guy who really has.
He's from Houma. He's from Houma country. Yeah. Oh yeah, he good in country.
Logan Lee down there as well. Tyler Davis. I'd say we go. My opinion here, I'd say we probably take someone a little higher up and then go with the defensive lineman with the next pick in 5 picks.
Where is Mo Camara projected? So we could probably get. Well, hold on. Let's look at those 3 trades, Swift, before we make that move.
Oh, 120. They're not going to give us. They're going to give us a 7th round pick probably, and I only did a 5-round mock, so
okay.
I wouldn't really look into that too much unless you guys really wanted 7th rounders. We could do it next time. No, I do like Cooper Beebe a lot. I'm
good with at 5 because at this point in the draft, I'm about like 6 beers in, not feeling any pain. Going MHJ Caleb.
Oh man!
Say we the one to draft already, huh, Dave?
And I'm like, whatever, take whoever. I'm like, draft a punter. I don't care.
Yeah, I think in a situation like this, if we came away with Marvin Harrison Jr. and Caleb Williams, the rest of the draft, we'd just be partying. Like, I mean,
exactly.
I agree.
It's crazy.
I agree.
All right, so let's finish this off. We'll take a couple guys and then we'll do one more mock where we don't get Marvin Harrison Jr.
All right.
I'm gonna throw in for this one. I'm gonna say we're taking Mo Camara. That's the guy that David was pounding the table for.
Okay.
I would be pounding the
table.
Baby. Mo Camara, yeah.
And then when it comes back up, we already got a guard. I would like Keegan or Cooper Beebe here, but we already got a guard. So I'd say we look D tackle here.
I would take Leonard Taylor in a heartbeat. Leonard Taylor right there. Oh, is that Malik Washington right there?
It is, but we got Marv. We got Marv.
I would say hold up a second.
LSU defensive tackles.
You still got Wingo. But the boy I would also be pounding the table for, this is another kid we saw at the Shrine game, and he is a beast. This dude is a monster inside.
Who's that?
Christian Boyd. I tell you, he was owning Mahogany.
He was at the Iowa Pro Day today with Cooper DeJean.
He is a big boy. He is a load. He is powerful. I think
this is the surprising position. The fact that the defensive tackle group this late is, it's not super great early on, but when you get to the interior here later on, you got Leonard Taylor, McKinley Jackson, Christian Boyd, Mekhi Wingo, Mason Smith, Logan Lee. Tyler Smith was a big recruit as well. He's more of a shorter, stouter run stopper, but man, he's good as well. Jordan Jefferson was another LSU interior guy who had a lot of hype. So, I mean, even Keith Randolph Jr. down here, I've liked what I've seen from him when I'm looking at Jerzon Newton's tape. Gabe Hall I don't know how he's this far down. This guy, he looked awesome at the Senior Bowl. Honestly, I'm pounding the table for Gabe Hall over those guys. But the talent here, a defensive tackle late in the draft, is
pretty interesting.
Really interesting to me. Yeah.
It's really interesting. I mean, there's several guys on here that I think we'd be interested in. I mean, like I said, I know a lot about Leonard Taylor. I know about McKinley Jackson. I would say no, even though I follow the Aggies. I wouldn't take McKinley Jackson over Christian Boyd. I would listen to you guys about Wingo, but I mean, I just think that Christian Boyd is that. I think he's the guy that eventually takes over for who's that big nose tackle we got?
Andrew Billings.
Andrew Billings. He has that kind of frame.
Oh wow!
He has that kind of frame and that kind of power. He is kind of like an immovable. This is a kid where I see he gets stronger, puts on weight. He's a double team in the making. That's why I like him. I like him a lot.
Well, I haven't got him in a single draft. I say we'll go ahead and finish this one up. We're going to go with your pick here, and we'll run back another one real quick. Christian Boyd from Northern Iowa, a guy who hasn't been talked about very much by most people, and could be a sleeper in this year's draft. We'll finish it off, see what they give us for the grades here.
I just saw Wingo go at 150.
Man, that's one thing where I think it would be nice if Poles added some late round picks.
If this draft isn't an A, like
No, I don't like Blake Fisher. They gave us an A. Okay.
A, yeah.
I mean, you can't with Caleb and Marvin.
You can't give us anything less.
It's like whatever. We could have drafted 3 punters with the.
We could have drafted 3 punters. To be honest. We missed an opportunity here.
Man, hey, that offense right there.
Crazy. That would be crazy. I mean, I wouldn't even know how to accept it. I'd need a minute.
Isn't that something? We got that much PTSD as Bears fans that if we get something good, it's gonna take us a minute.
For years, we knew what was good. For 40 years, we've known what was good. We've known the players to take. There was years like take Randy Moss. We took Curtis Enos. There was years where it was right there, and we passed on it every time.
Or we just missed it, like the Aaron Donald year. He goes one pick
the Aaron Donald.
Kyle Fuller.
We took Kyle Fuller. Not to hate on Kyle Fuller, but like I was so certain that the Rams were not going to take Aaron Donald because the previous 2 years they had taken too big. Remember the previous year they had taken Brockers or so Michael Brown out of Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they're not going to go back to back. They got other needs, and they took Aaron Donald, and I was like, I was going to flip the table. So
we had the chat grade.
I'm just saying, it's our time. I feel like it's our time.
I'm with you. I'm gonna go with you.
So this is an A, easy A. This draft, I would be ecstatic.
We're seeing what the chat. We'll see what the chat grades it.
And I'm with Swift. If that's the pick, I don't care nothing else about the rest of the draft. I'm done. My draft party is a success.
Kevin Williams got jokes. Let's see. Come on, Kevin.
C plus. Oh.
C plus.
Right.
Kevin's got jokes. The only C is for Caleb.
C for Caleb, baby.
C for Caleb.
C for Caleb plus Marvin Harrison Jr. We'll take it. We'll take it.
There's no way.
We'll run it back.
Run it back. But trust me, we would be front page news on every. They'll be like, the Bears got the 2 best players in the draft. I mean,
and I'm with you. I think Poles gonna go for it. I think he's gonna go for it.
I think he will.
I think he's gonna go for it.
He knows this is it. He got rid of all those bad contracts. He got rid. I mean, we fleeced Carolina. This is it. This is his time.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Just to give up a second to move up, a second and a fifth.
You get a second and a fifth. Yeah.
No. Second and a fifth.
Come on,
second
now.
And a fifth.
It makes sense.
And maybe next year, maybe next year we'll get some comp picks. We never get comp picks, but maybe next year we'll get some comp picks.
All right, here we go. Round 2, guys. We're doing draft 2. This one we are not going to trade up. We'll see what happens at 9, and we'll discuss either taking someone at 9 or trading down. But let's go ahead and kick it off. We're taking Caleb Williams at 1.
Yep.
Drake May, Malik Neighbors, Marv. Oh, I only saw 2 quarterbacks go.
Yeah.
So we had Drake May. The Patriots stun everybody and take Malik Neighbors. They're probably in this situation, they'd be the guys telling everybody that Neighbors has character issues. Smoke screening it out there.
Yeah,
Marvin.
I think who go throw the ball? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, if in a situation like that, then you gotta know it probably in the second round, or they trade back into the first. Or they're gonna go after a Michael Penix or a Bo Nix or a Spencer Rattler, one of those guys that it's kind of like second tier. I mean, I can't see them doing that. I can't see Jared Mayo doing that.
They're not doing that.
Yeah, but whatever. This is all for fun,
right?
But so at 9,
trade offers.
We do. All right, 4 trades. The New Orleans Saints at 14, the Bengals at 18, the Cowboys at 24. That's it. Okay, so 14 with the Saints, 18 with the Bengals, or 24 with the Cowboys. Which one do you guys want? Or are you interested?
I've heard about the Saints being interested. One of the 2 teams like being interested. So what are they offering? They're offering the 14th and what?
It doesn't come through with an offer. We just have to
Well, shit, we'll say 14, 45, and shit, let's see if we can get 150, and then we'll throw in.
Yeah, they would have to throw. I want that 14, that 45.
Yeah, let's throw in a 5 from 2025.
Damn, it went down. It went down.
Wait, did it really?
It went from. It went. Oh,
No,
I thought it was okay. Okay.
I thought it did too. I was like, wait a minute.
I thought it was 50. I thought it was at 50. That's my bad.
Let's do a 4. Let's do a 4.
We'll try a 4.
Let's try a 4.
There's a chance. They took it.
Bam!
That's not bad.
Guys.
Hey, I haven't ever had a 50% trade go through on here. That's the first. I don't offer
like
much,
trade day, man.
So
it's like it's like draft day.
All 3 receivers were off the board. Let me just, in case people didn't know, Rome is gone.
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors are gone. Harrison's gone.
Yep.
The best option was probably Dallas Turner, but we're picking up pick 45 and 150 to go down just 5 spots. We threw in a 4th rounder next year. We don't care about that right now.
We don't.
All right, we'll see what happens here.
We'll see what happens.
They took Jaden Daniels. Oh, okay, Saints.
Wow. It skipped my mind. It skipped my mind that he was even out there. Okay.
Tali Fuaga went next. Byron Murphy to the right.
So is this a Brian Thomas discussion? I mean, I'm pretty sure he's on the board.
So we got Dallas Turner and Jared Verse.
Jared Verse or Dallas Turner discussion.
There's on Newton.
Yeah. There is no
Olu-Fashanu.
about no
yeah, you got to go DN. You got to go DN.
Right? This is where you take Turner or Verse.
No trade offers. We could probably get a trade, but nobody made an offer for 14. Right here, Verse, Turner, Latu, Olu-Fashanu.
Latu ain't even on my board.
No, not mine. No,
he's not on my board.
It's Turner
on my
Verse
board,
here.
but I don't think he's the best fit for the Bears. Yeah, I think this.
It's not even fit. I'm telling you, he had that, and we've talked about this. He had that same spot, that same neck fusion surgery that Van Der Eck from the Cowboys that just retired. Man, it's like he might be good for 2 or 3 years, and that Van Der Esch was good for 2, and then once he hurt that neck, he was mid for the rest of his career, and now he's gone.
6'4", 242.
I'm taking. I know Will won't like this, but in this particular spot, and I'm leaning more towards Dallas Turner.
Dallas.
Just because of the speed.
Dallas Turner coming off that edge with that speed, man.
It's so close for me now. I would say this. I think Turner's probably going to go higher than Verse.
Yeah, me too.
Realistically, I would take Verse for the value I think he's going to have in the draft. I think in a situation like this, we could probably trade back to 14 and get Jared Verse. I think the chances that Turner falls this far are really low. Really low. So to be more realistic, I think Jared Verse would probably be my guy here because I just don't think Turner's going to be there. But he is on the board. So
do we know if either one of these guys? I know Turner was on one of the 30 visits, wasn't he, Swift?
Yes.
Yeah, he's one of the top.
Was Verse?
There's no confirmation yet, but I'm thinking Verse is. I've heard from somebody they think Verse is also scheduled for a 30 visit, but it's not confirmed yet. So
I mean, you know what? You know why I keep asking that, Swift, because you pointed something out in one of your previous videos that we're pretty consistent on drafting players we have the 30 visit with.
Yep.
Like we are.
Yeah, we've had one with Latu and Turner for sure.
Right. I know Latu and Turner both, but if we haven't heard one about Verse,
I've heard a rumor it's coming, but so far it has not been confirmed.
We got to go by like it.
I actually reached out to Will. You could ask Will. I reached out to him yesterday because I heard a rumor about it, and I was like, Will, let me know if you heard anything about Jared Verse. Getting a
Will,
30
you need to text him. You need to text Jared and find out if he's got a visit. No, you got his number. Got the whole Florida State.
You know he's already put the feelers out there.
He's got the whole damn Florida State phone book in his phone, and it tells everybody. 100%. I mean, that's what I'm going off. I mean, listen, I like Verse. But I think this is like a moot point. I don't see in what situation Dallas Turner's at 14. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's
Swift,
a
I
tough
think
one.
in reality, we do this trade, we're talking about Latu or Verse. I don't even
Yep.
think Turner is part of the
That's why I
equation.
said that. I was like, now he is on the board, so I didn't want to completely dismiss him if you guys wanted to take him. I find it hard to believe that Dallas Turner falls this far, but I mean, it's possible. I mean, look at the players
Possible,
that went.
but
I mean,
I'm not.
everybody that went is potentially all these guys are good enough to have gone this far, this high in the draft. So far, there hasn't been a pick where it's like,
Well, we
that's
should do
stupid.
what's realistic then. And realistically, I think Jared Verse is the pick right here. Realistically, I think at 14, Jared Verse is on the board, and we take him. Even though I like
it'd probably be
Newton.
between Verse and Jerzon Newton.
I
yeah.
love Newton.
If Murphy was there, I'd say he's probably the pick.
Really?
I think they're gonna like Byron Murphy.
Why? I just don't see it on tape. I don't understand what everybody's so blown away by him. I don't get it.
They played him out of position. To me, it's like a Javon Dexter a little bit. They played him out of possession. They played him as a nose. They played him more as a 5 tech. And I think he's a guy who can be a 3 tech next to Javon as a 5 tech. But I don't know. I like both of their games, Jerzon Newton and Byron Murphy.
I watched a bunch of his tape, and most of it of the time was, and I was talking to Will about this today, is that it's like the offensive line was performing some kind of pull or stunt, and he was running up untouched most of the time. He wasn't like breaking through double teams and wreaking havoc. He was most of the time him running free up the middle. And that's fine, but I don't know. Jared Verse to me has more tape of beating his man one on one than Murphy does. And that Murphy's size bothers me. I know that shouldn't be a thing because Aaron Donald's not a huge guy, but I'm not going to put him in Aaron Donald. I don't compare. He's not Aaron Donald.
True. Okay, so what we'll do here, we'll let each of you guys tell me your vote of who we're going to take. I will say this for the people who keep saying Latu over Verse. Verse is a way better fit for Matt Eberflus and Ryan Poles than Latu is. Every box, Verse is a better fit. All right, but I'll let you guys go. David, first, who you taking?
I'm taking Verse. Verse.
Will, who you taking?
Come on, you ain't gotta ask me. You already know.
Shoot, that might decide. Will, who you take? William Bates, who you take?
I'm a roll with the group, man. Let's get Verse.
Jared Verse. It's unanimous, baby.
Beat the table, baby.
All right, we'll see what happens after this. We're down at 45. I think we can get a good receiver or offensive lineman at 45.
AJ, look at that. Newton won 23rd. That's great.
We're gonna have to scroll up and look at that.
Yeah, Bo
Nix to the Patriots. See, the Patriots did it. Hey, they took Bo Nix in the second.
That's what I'm saying. It's possible they do that. Like, because Bo Nix to me is going to fall in the second round because he's 24 and
no, he's about 30.
Yeah, he 30 in football years for sure.
I don't like this. Lions getting Brian Thomas Jr. at 29.
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Donnie Mitchell went the next pick. Yeah. It's the first time I haven't seen what's his face to the Chiefs. Did someone already take him early?
Who?
No.
Worthy,
yeah. Let's see.
Robinson.
Chop Robinson went to the Cardinals. This is what the Cardinals passed a quarterback the first round. We thought that was a little unrealistic, but this is a scenario where it makes sense. If they're like, you know what? Let's take one of these stud receivers and go with Bo Nix in round 2.
There's Darius Robinson to
man. 3 of my favorites.
Oh, that would gross me out if Braden Fisk went to the Packers.
Man, Fisk to the Packers.
That'd be gross.
We got Verse though.
So drive that's done that though.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So
check the board.
What wide receiver is available here?
All right, we'll check wide receiver first. Roman Wilson, Ricky Pearsall, Keon Coleman.
Jared, Xavier Legette.
Xavier Legette is my guy. Yeah, Xavier Worthy. They're dropping down the board now.
See, there's Worthy. There's Worthy right there.
Worthy in the second round. That's the thing. I don't think he falls, but Worthy in the second round's a nice.
Oh man, but Legette, I like Legette.
Legette would be my choice.
Well, Legette would be my guy.
Let's look at tackle. These are the guys right here, guys. This is where I think we'll come down.
It'd be a tough choice. It'd be a tough choice, Will.
I have Keon slightly over Leggett. Yeah, I got Keon there, but
Yeah,
it's
you know,
close.
I'm KC all day, baby.
Now, this is where I think these are the two guys I think they'd really look at. Now, both their names are hard to pronounce. Kingsley Sua Matea and Kieran Omega DJ. Kieran Omega DJ from Yale. Both of these guys have been in for top 30 visits.
Right.
Both of them are athletic. Both of them have long arms. Both of them are in the Braxton Jones type mold where they played at smaller schools that have actually similar symbols there with the Yale and BYU symbol. So I got these guys confused a lot early on in the process, but I've done a lot more scouting on them now. Both guys have long arms, powerful, and could be potential future starting left tackles that need development that would come in and learn behind Braxton Jones. So both those guys I would say were options. And then we'll look. We already got the edge, so we'll look at defensive tackle. Ruka Roro. Love him. I'm a huge Brandon Dorless fan. And then you guys saw the wide receivers. We got Keon Coleman and Xavier Leggett. I'll let each of you guys talk about who you like best there. David, go ahead and start it off.
I mean, I like Leggett's size. I like his speed. I think he's big and physical. I mean, look at 6'3", 227.
Now, this is a lie. He's not 6'3". They haven't updated it yet. He's 6'1". But
I mean, but I'm talking about from a fill-out perspective.
He plays bigger in his size.
He is a yak monster. I'm just telling you, he's a yak monster. I mean, the argument would be for Worthy would be punt that he could be used in several spots. He could be a punt returner because listen, I think Velus Jones is not it. I don't. So to me, it's Leggett or Worthy. The fact that Worthy's coming in, like he's actually, he posted he's on a plane to O'Hare today. I mean, I think where at 45. At 45, fastest guy in the draft.
I think you get him.
I think they would probably go with Worthy.
I agree with you.
As much as I hate to say it, because
I agree with you.
Not about the Longhorns
on that, Dave. I agree with you. I think it's his versatility in the special team game that gives him that advantage, right? And then with that speed to burn, I think it just opens up the field even more for the rest of the receivers to do their thing. I like the kid from Florida State. I like Leggett, but when I saw that 4.2, hey man, listen. One thing you can't teach is speed. You got to account for that speed.
You talking about 4.2 with Xavier Worthy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you want to go Worthy is what you're saying?
Yes, I want to go Worthy because of his versatility, like David said. Our punt returners, they might as well just fair catch it every time. I mean, there's no rhyme and reason. And then now with this new NFL kickoff rule, hey, look, man.
You beat me to it. I was going to say the kickoff game is going to come back. So we need somebody to legitimately be a threat back there. And he is.
Yeah. Special team.
Hey, don't sleep on Keon Coleman. He returned punch too.
But listen, Will, he not 4.21. That's all I'm saying.
All right, let's go Worthy then. Let's go Worthy.
Man, nobody pounding the table for neither of these tackles, though, huh? Okay.
I see that.
I think honestly, if we got here with the depth at the receiver class, I think we'd probably go with the tackle here.
Swift, look at that trade. We got 3 trades. What did you trade?
Oh, you're right. Okay, hold up. Dolphins at 55. The other two are way back. Let's see. Oh, wait. Dolphins at 55 or Chiefs at 64. You guys want to go down that far?
Yeah, because you know who the Chiefs are moving up to take.
Oh, yeah. The Chiefs probably want to come get Xavier Worthy. You're right.
Exactly. So I talked to the Dolphins. I'm like, the Dolphins probably want tackle help. So I would see what are the Dolphins offering up.
The problem is they just don't have another pick until 158. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't see anything
unless we're getting picks for next year. Yeah.
Yeah, we focus on this year.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's too far down. That's too. I mean, yeah.
Worthy.
Yeah. I'd take Worthy.
I think if Worthy fell here, yeah, I think that they'd have to consider him or Keon Coleman or one of those.
And here's why: if any guy that you know that they're moving up to take him, any guy that you know Andy Reid would jump on, I want. He's a playmaker. Can't teach speed. Like they said, you can't teach speed. And I'm not putting him in that John Ross category like some people want to. John Ross's problem, you couldn't run routes other than the go.
Yeah, but see, about Keon Coleman's 40 time, he was number one in the gauntlet. That's what I care about, baby. You know what I'm saying? People get caught up in these 40 times. Look at that gauntlet. He was number one.
Bring up Keon Coleman's measurables. Bring up his. I mean, I like Keon too. I mean,
yeah, he's not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. But all I'm saying is, Will, in this regard, when you talk about Worthy, the versatility that he brings is just that's just for me. I can't say since Devin Hester that we've been able to put somebody back there potentially that we can believe that if he catch it and get a crease, he gone.
Man, you ain't never need. That's what we need. We need that explosiveness.
Right, hey, let's go Worthy. Let's go Worthy.
Done. I locked it in. I did put a poll up in the chat, so we'll find out in a few minutes if Chad agreed with us or not. There, I listed both tackles, Keon Coleman and Xavier Worthy. We'll see if they agreed with us. We're dropping down to 75 now. We'll see. Kind of go up and see what happened after we
got one trade on the books. One trade. Who wants to trade with us, baby?
Yep. Kingsley, the tackle from BYU, went the next pick. Then Roman Wilson. I kind of missed by Ricky Pearsall's name. He's definitely would have been a great option.
There's Leggett to the
Eagles. I didn't even put Leggett on the. I should have put Leggett on the poll as well. I missed out on him. Deza Isaac, Jonah Ellis to the Cowboys. Keon Coleman to the Ravens at 62. At that, I mean, if Keon's still on the board at 62 and we would have went with one of those tackles instead of Xavier Worthy, that's when I would have looked into trading up from 75 and came and got Keon Coleman. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
Let's look. All right, let's see who's still on the board here. Well, let's check the trade first. Browns at 85. They again don't have a pick until 156 after this, so I'd say
let's take a look at the safeties. We need to look at the safety. We might as well look at running backs too. I know we brought in a few running backs to visit, so
we got
Cam Kitchens. Yeah, I just saw him.
Cam Kitchens, Kalen right Bullock. There. I love Brandon Dorless as well, man. You get Brandon Dorless and Jared Verse on this D line. Oh man. That's going to cause some. I like Michael Hall Jr.
Michael Hall Jr. Leonard too, but I mean, right here, there's options.
We haven't got an offense. We haven't got any offensive line yet either. So
no.
We got to look at the offensive line. Patrick Paul, tackle out of Houston.
Yeah, I've heard his name a lot. I've heard his name a lot.
Bo Limmer.
I wouldn't mind going Cedric Van Pran because we like I said, the center we got he got a 1-year deal and Bates he got 1 year left too, right?
Yeah, 1 year deal for our center. Yep.
Right. So we do need to draft a center so we can have one to groom.
Yeah, I would like Cedric Van Pran here. What are you guys thinking?
I think that's a solid pick. The value justifies it. I mean, I would think about Cam Kitchens for a second, but I'd be like, okay.
But
I'm hoping he falls farther than this. Actually.
Hey.
I'm laughing at Dave. Dave ain't feeling this mock draft at all. Dave is still back on the first one.
I'm still back on the first draft. I'm still. But once you get to the mountaintop, once you get to the peak, everything else is downhill. I'm like,
Dave over here like this. Like, all right, man, what y'all want?
Whatever, man.
He's like, all I know is we didn't get Marv this time. So
yeah,
F it. He's pouting over there.
Michael Bennett, look at. See, I don't think Sweat goes at 71. I think he falls. That's an interesting 70 through 74. I mean, Spencer Rattler. These are
That is
interesting picks.
Man,
Gabriel
you
Murphy.
can have Spencer Rattler.
That one, Devontae Walker. I mean, these are interesting picks.
Man, Penny's not falling that far.
So did we take? So we're at 75 now, right?
Yep.
So we're at 75. Dorless is still there, or yeah,
Yes,
Dorless.
sir. I love Brandon Dorless. I like Patrick Paul, Cedric Van Pran. Those would probably be my top three.
Yeah, top 3 picks right there.
I like Cam Kinchins a lot, but safety's not as big of a need. And with his poor showing at the combine, not poor, but I mean his RAS was like a 2 something. He could probably drop even further than this. They haven't dropped him enough yet, I think.
I guess I thought about Kinchins before we made the Byard signing, right?
Yeah.
We talked about him a lot before we signed Byard. So I see your point. It's not really like a standout need. So for value right now,
and we signed Jonathan Owen and Tavarius Moore as well, and have Elijah Hicks. So we have a lot of depth at safety as well. So
I'm thinking, it comes down to a coin flip between Dorless and Patrick Paul, because Paul is one of those. That's a big dude. That's
6'7", 350.
Yeah, he's a big guy. And I think he played. I mean, look at that. He had over 40 starts for Houston. I think he was a LT for most of them. I might be wrong, but I think he was LT for most of them.
Oh, does it show it in the PFF?
Yeah. Look at there it is right there. Look at LT. Look at that snap count at LT.
All left tackle, baby.
All left tackle. I mean,
and he graded out well every year. Only gave up 5 sacks in his whole career.
Yeah,
I think 3,000 snaps.
I think the lineman in polls steps in right here and says, "Look at this." I mean,
yeah, I think center you can get. We could still get a Hunter Norzad or a Tanner Bortolini or somebody later. That's why I would lean away from Cedric Van Pran. So it'd come down to me. It'd be Patrick Paul or Brandon Dorless. Both of those guys I really like.
See, I don't know much about Brandon, so I can't.
Dorless was awesome at the Senior Bowl, man. I think he could play defensive end or defensive tackle. Kind of like he's like to me, I would call him the value Darius Robinson. If you like what Darius Robinson brings you out of Missouri, right here, Brandon Dorless brings a lot of the same thing.
What's his size? Oh, there he is, 6'3", 290.
Yeah, long arms. He's big. I think he could play some. He could swing out to edge, but he's more of a defensive tackle. Long, lengthy defensive tackle too.
And I wouldn't argue with you then. I mean, we need a D lineman. If he's the best on the board, I'd be like, okay.
I'd lean, since we did get Verse, I would probably lean towards Patrick Paul because we need help on the O-line. But do either of the Wills have anything to chime in on this one?
No, I'm good, fellas. Whatever we decide is good with me.
See, he's got coming down too from that last draft.
He just thought about what he said, and he's like, "Dang, we didn't get Marvin in this draft, man."
He's like, "Man," he's like, "Go back to the other draft. This draft is whack."
You get one shot at greatness, man.
One shot. No, I think we don't have enough depth at left tackle. So Patrick Paul being right there, I think he would be the most obvious pick.
I'm with it. I'm pulling it. All right, this will take us to 122. We'll see what's left. So far we've gotten, obviously, Caleb Williams. We took Jared Verse and Xavier Worthy, and then just added Patrick Paul at offensive tackle. Another guy I think the polls would like. Super long arms, athletic. Man, he played awesome pass blocker in college as well, but he did play against lower competition.
I'm seeing a couple of the running backs. Yeah, a couple of the running backs I like just went off the board.
If Bo Limmer would have fell just a couple more picks, man, he would have been perfect here. All right, 122. Cole Bishop on the board. Trevor Keegan.
Oh,
Beebe, Malik Washington.
You know who I'm pounding the table for?
I like Malik a lot.
Scroll up.
Only thing I would say about Malik is we already took Xavier Worthy. Getting 2 tiny receivers probably wouldn't be a thing I would.
Which is why I would tell you to scroll up, and there he is right there out of Texas A&M.
He's tiny too, though.
He's not as tiny as the
okay. He's
5'10", 200. Yeah. He is not tiny in a sense where he's a solid 200 pounds.
Okay.
This dude is legit.
I would probably, if we went with another receiver, I would want a bigger guy.
I hear you.
I'd want a bigger bodied guy because we got like a Cornelius Johnson who's probably still on the board. Yeah, there's Cornelius down here.
And we still got Tyler Scott.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
thing with, since we got Xavier Worthy, we got a tackle. I'd probably be looking center or defensive tackle here. Maybe a tight end as well. Because you got
And I was only saying Tyler
and-
Scott based on size, not ability. Just
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he can catch him.
Let's see.
The most important thing we need him to do.
He has problems catching the ball. He definitely has problems. See, they have my two sleeper centers way too far down the board here. Hunter Norzad, they got at 200. Tanner Bortolini at 212. With one of these last two picks, I'd take one of those. I'd take one of those centers for sure, and then probably add a defensive lineman or a tight end up here.
I mean, I'm probably alone in thinking this, but I just don't think center. I think he's already addressed it. I think that's just me. I think he's already addressed it with the two guys he brought in, the guy from the Rams and Bates.
from the Dolphins. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's
I
already.
think to me, I think too many people think Bates is a center. I think he's a guard and is more of an insurance policy for Nate Davis and Tevin Jenkins. And then you got Coleman Shelton, who's on a 1-year deal. So yeah, Bates can back him up, but you got Bates, who's probably going to have to play a lot of guard because Tevin Jenkins and Nate Davis both miss a lot of time. And then we don't have a guy for the future. I think some of the couple of those guys late could be starters going forward. And then obviously defensive tackle depth here again, same as last draft. When we get down here, like all these guys, Logan Lee, Christian Boyd, Leonard Taylor, all the LSU tackles. It's crazy.
Wingo still there.
Man, we didn't take Mason Smith last time or Leonard Taylor.
Well, because do we need? I mean, we've already taken well, we passed on your boy out of Oregon, didn't we? So right now, I think. How big is? I mean, listen. I know we've met him. We talked to him. It's different. Leonard is about 6'3", 305. I mean, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he does look. I've seen him look explosive on tape, but his RAS score was real low. It was like 2 or 3 something.
Yeah, and I know how he is. I know how Poles is with the RAS score.
I think Mason Smith would be the guy that Poles would really like.
You think?
Yeah.
I do too. I heard that he interviewed really well. He was really. I liked him on the podium. He had a lot of good. He was real interactive, and yeah, I know he got that ACL, but I think he's 2 to 2.5 years removed from that ACL injury.
I think it was.
And that's usually he's going to be 2+ years removed from it. That's usually when they start coming back and getting their explosiveness and trusting that the knee.
Yeah.
I like him. I like his size. I mean, he's a big dude. He's a big guy, and I don't know
Louisiana too.
Yeah, I don't see Will's other boy out there from Florida State, Fabian. I don't see him anywhere.
He might be way down.
He's already. I think he's gone.
Oh, is he? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
Andrew Rain.
I think for value and for potential, I think they'd probably go with him.
I like it. Let's go ahead and pull the trigger. We seem to be winding down here, so we'll go make the final pick. I'm just going to go ahead, and since you guys don't want a center and you guys are quiet, I'm taking a center here. We'll see what the draft looks like, and then we'll kind of recap it. Yeah.
Take the center.
I'm taking my center, baby. There's going to be one left because they got him ranked too low. I don't. Maybe I just want a center too bad, but I think Hunter Norzad is way better than the 200 best player.
What a time to be alive. We're pounding the table for a center.
I like Bortolini too, but I'm going Hunter Norzad. Let's see what happens here. We got Xavier Worthy in this one, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Seeing him
at 45, I mean, I can't, with all the hype, I can't believe Worthy would be there at 45. I just don't believe it.
They said we should have drafted Turner. We know that, but we think your board's a bit unrealistic, PFF. That's our response to you there.
That's what I mean. It's like that's why I'm just telling you. Let's say that happens.
They gave me
and
an F.
Turner and Verse are there. Everybody and their mama is saying you got to take Dallas Turner. They'll because of because he's just
exactly.
Yeah, everybody would be like that. But part of me is interested. Like, my thing is if we trade down, like we do a super trade down, like the one you said, the Hall, where we go down from 9 into the 20s.
Oh yeah.
If we did 9 into the 20s, then Chop Robinson's my guy. I mean, that Chop Robinson would be my guy if we did that. But
it'd be either one of the Robinsons for me, Darius or Chop.
Darius or Chop.
Yep.
Chop I have Chop ahead of Darius. I think Chop is ridiculously good and underrated. But this draft is a W to me. I mean, again, it addresses multiple needs, and there's some solid. These are all top prospects in my book. I don't want to, but see. So listen,
I'm not the biggest Xavier
I
Worthy
just
guy.
want to say the pick that you pounded the table for got an F.
Yeah. Hey, my pick got an F. So hey, this was my pound the table guy right here.
Bro, I'd be like Swift.
B-.
Swift, that dude could have been an undrafted free agent. What are you doing to me?
Oh,
an F.
man.
Damn, Swift. They're not fans of Hunter Norzad like you.
They're the same with Tanner Bortolini. They have all those centers now. We'll see where they actually get drafted at PFF. We'll see who has the last laugh.
We'll see.
The only guy on here, I'm kind of with the chat. I've seen a couple people in chat say it. Xavier Worthy, man, the speed, if you could get him that far. The problem is kind of just like the Dallas Turner thing. I think because he ran a 4.21 40, someone's going to really overdraft him.
Listen, man, everybody's trying to get the next Tyreek. That's why. The thing, if this dude is anything like Tyreek Hill, which I'm not saying he is, but he's got Tyreek speed. I mean, that's Tyreek, and Tyreek Hill runs he's
more John Ross than Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I see, and that's because Tyreek is solid. He's a little soft, like he's not skinny in any sense of the term. Like where this guy is like he's
real.
Yeah, he's skinny. I don't want to use the word frail, but he's kind of like, you look at him and he looks like a twig. He looks little.
He has questionable hands too.
How much punishment can a guy like Xavier Worthy take in the NFL game? That's why I was saying I would go with Leggett, because Leggett is a yak monster, and he's 4'4". He's legitimate 4'4", which is why, yeah. I mean, I would have been, and plus, I don't know, something about South Carolina wide receivers, man. They just ball out in the NFL. I don't know why. They just do well. Texas receivers.
I think Tank Dell. So chat's talking about Tank. Tank Dell's definitely built a little more thicker, a little bit more compact than Xavier Worthy is. He's got to be bigger than Xavier Worthy.
No, I agree.
But yeah, my biggest question with Worthy is I didn't see this one. Someone just said in the chat he's a body cat. His hands were questionable, and I just didn't see him make enough explosive plays for his speed. Like when you watch Malik Neighbors, he's making explosive, big time downfield plays multiple times a game. Whereas Xavier Worthy, I didn't see enough. So I would have probably rather went with a Keon Coleman or Xavier Leggett there. But if Xavier Worthy's actually on the board, having that speed, it could be a game breaker. So overall, love this mock as well. But for people who saw the first one, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Caleb, that's what we're all going to be dreaming about tonight. I see David thinking about it right now. I saw him.
I am. I'm like, I don't even want to think about it. I'm like, yeah, this draft is all right. I'm thinking about the first 30 minutes.
Living in it.
It's all good.
Hey, man.
Good times, fellas.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, Will's on the phone right now with Jared Verse telling him we wanted Dallas Turner over him, and he's kind of smoothing things.
Yeah, I'm just getting the 411, man. Y'all told me to find out what his 30 visits was. I'm trying to get the 411.
Yeah, find out if he's got that 30 visit, because I've heard a rumor, and we need to find out if that's real or not. Okay.
Do your thing, Will.
You
Do
know
your
what I'm
thing.
doing. Come on now. I'm over here trying to find out.
Yeah, do your
I'll
thing,
let
Will.
y'all know, though.
Call Kirk Franklin. He knows.
Will's our behind the scenes guy over there.
Hey, good job, guys.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, I love it. Any final words, guys? I think we're about done here. That was beautiful. I
Nah,
think
man.
you guys
I'm
obviously
just.
like the first one better.
I mean, what is it? I mean, it's the 8th. What do we got? 2 weeks and a day. I'm
Yeah.
ready to get it going. I'm ready to get to the draft and knock it out already, man. Get to the 25th. Let's just do it. And then after that, we'll have so much content to create, so many things to talk about, so many player breakdowns, so many,
At
you
least
know,
4.
at least four. But like I said, I'm sticking to my guns. I still think that Poles is gonna do something, one more thing. He's gonna do one more thing where we're gonna go whoa, and go Bears, go Bears.
And with that, do you think? I know we had him trading with the Chargers. Do you think he trades with Arizona though?
That's a tough one. I think Arizona is probably only going to trade out of that pick. I think it's different. I think Arizona is going to want more. I think they're going to either take Marv or look for a deal where someone offers them a first-round pick, like the Vikings. The Vikings offer him 2 firsts, or a team like the Broncos give him a first-round pick next year. Otherwise, I think the Cardinals will probably take Marv. I think the only way Marv falls to 5 is if 4 quarterbacks come off the board to start. And that would mean the Vikings or someone have to come up for pick 4 and take JJ McCarthy.
And JJ McCarthy is the X factor. If the hype behind teams having him as high on their draft board is real, it could happen. It could happen, and we want it to happen.
Right.
We want
And
it
if one
to
of those,
happen.
and if those top 3 teams, because I mean, they could be trying to come to 3. They could be lying and actually want Drake May or someone else. But if they can't get into the top 3 and it goes quarterback to start, then they're calling the Cardinals desperate. Like, look,
Right.
we got pick 11, we got pick 23, and the Cardinals are like, okay. And the Cardinals can do exactly what they did last year. They could trade down and then try to come back up and get Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze.
Maybe.
So it's wild. But I think the key to us wanting Marv is that number 4 pick, obviously. I think I've had it penciled in for a while that if we take Caleb, Marv is going number 4 to the Cardinals. So the key is right there. And I think it has to go quarterback or something crazy like the Cardinals are out of their mind and take Malik Neighbors instead. And then it's like, oh.
Well, it's lying season. It's like you said, man. You never know, man. You never know. Somebody can make a big crazy. I think the Vikings are going to be that team.
The Vikings.
I think the Vikings are going to be so desperate. They're going to overpay to move up. And, and I don't know if it's for McCarthy or for Jaden. I don't know. But I think they're going to overpay.
And someone asked, how does Will know all the players? Man, hey, I asked myself that same question.
I asked myself that same thing, but listen, no lie.
Somehow he does.
Somehow he does. Like 1 minute I'm talking to Will, and the next thing you know, we're having lunch with the entire Raider, GM and scouting staff.
Every time I'm on the phone with Will,
I don't know how it just happens.
Yeah,
it just happens.
I'm on the phone with Will, even when he's not at these big draft events with big players. He just out and about, and all of a sudden you hear Ronnie Brown. Hey, Will. Oh, Ronnie Brown. What's up, Ronnie? I'm like, Ronnie Brown, bro. I love me some Ronnie Brown, bro. Hey, Will does it, man. He knows everybody. Yeah, he's on the phone right now talking to somebody.
Yeah, he's talking to his old lady, man. He's trying to
the GM.
He's talking to the GM. So yeah, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys come by. Hey, Will, it was also nice to meet you, man, for sure.
Hey, man.
Yeah, Will, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, Dave. Big fan of your content, man. Love what you guys are doing, putting out there, man. Bear down. Let's keep going.
Yeah, and to everybody in the chat, guys, thanks for watching. We wanted to get something out tonight. We got more content on the way. Working on getting the channel monetized right now. Appreciate you guys for coming by and watching. And all we got to say is bear down, man. If we can get Marvin Harrison Jr., me and David are gonna party.
Oh my God, because we will be ordering an Uber. Bear down.
Hey, bear down, guys. We're out.